INFJs are kind, empathetic, and compassionate. Who wouldn't love them? But it turns out that the very things that endear INFJs to the majority drive others absolutely crazy. INFJs are the rarest MBTI personality type in the world, and a lot of people strive to be exactly like them. But there are certain things INFJs do that make people hate them. Keep watching until the end to find out how INFJs tick other people off. And INFJs' many admirable qualities are unfortunately going to be lost on the majority of people they encounter. Number 7, they can't take a joke. As introverts, INFJs aren't naturally as expressive with their facial expressions or body language as other personality types might be. They tend to have a hair-raising stare which can pierce into a person's soul, especially when they're listening to someone and trying to find the hidden truth behind what they're saying. So most people tend to assume that they're overly intense and serious people who just stare at people. To add to their grave, almost godlike stare, INFJs will rarely, if ever, make jokes to tighten the mood in a conversation. Instead, they analyze deeply and talk on a deep level about emotionally charged or spiritual subjects. Sometimes, INFJs also become increasingly anxious when trying to get an important point across, because INFJs attach strong, unwavering emotions to the concept they're discussing with someone. When someone says it's all a joke or unreal, they get offended and angry super fast. INFJs are more intense than the average person, so when they get angry that their time was wasted on a joke instead of a meaningful conversation, they get furious and rain their wrath on others. Number 6, they don't forgive easily. An INFJ will usually take the moral high ground in all walks of their lives. They strive to be honest and authentic in all their relationships. They'll go to the ends of the earth to contribute to the betterment of the world and to ensure their loved ones are happy. So when people act in ways that they don't condone, they're disheartened and disappointed. Like any other person, INFJs hate being lied to or gaslighted, but their emotions are stronger than that of other people. In addition to being highly sensitive beings, INFJs are insanely good at reading people, and they get strong intuitive hunches when someone lies to them. When their rose-colored glasses of their idealistic world are broken by a person, they end their relationship with absolutely no warning. If they feel that a loved one or close friend is taking advantage of their niceness or manipulating them for personal gains, they don't even give the other person a chance to ask for forgiveness. They avoid confrontation and take a passive-aggressive stance instead. If that doesn't work, they just cut ties out of the blue with absolutely no warning before the other person even knows what has happened. On the outside, people think of this behavior as cold, ruthless, traumatic, and immature, even though the INFJs is deeply hurt. Number 5, they're quick to judge. INFJs are often more critical than other MBTI types of both themselves and others. INFJs are just naturally more predisposed to being critical than other personality types. Needless to say, they're very complex and tend to read too much into certain situations, even though they don't have to. Their overthinking nature can cause some difficulties in their relationships, as they always have a strong opinion of what is right and what is wrong. Their introverted intuition and extroverted feeling combination also mean that they dedicate a large chunk of their lives to building a moral code of conduct. While this powerful combination helps INFJs learn people's true motives and intentions and makes them incredibly empathetic, it also makes them judge too quickly without taking other factors into account. In the end, because they want the best for others, they try to act as a moral compass for everyone's good, whether they like it or not. Needless to say, this often leads some people to see them as overly judgmental or condescending instead of seeing it as encouragement. Constantly spending time with an INFJ with a strong moral compass can drive people absolutely crazy. Number 4, they know everything under the sun. If you have met an INFJ, you would either be charmed or taken aback by their confident and self-assured nature. The MBTI personality type is known for their perceptive abilities and intelligence, no matter what the topic is. While most people tend to love this about INFJs, a select few mistakes the INFJ's confident nature as being pompous and show-offish. They believe that there's no way that a person can have supreme and objective knowledge on any subject under the sun. Whilst it's true that an INFJ can actually know everything, they have a gift in the form of introverted intuition, which gives them insights into a myriad of topics. While they can be outspoken in sharing their thoughts, especially if the topic is right up their alley, INFJs do not know everything, nor do they think they do. Their excitement and passion about a topic that interests them can make them get carried away in a conversation without them realizing it. Since INFJs are introverts, they're usually quite reserved and try to not get too excited about their interests in public. But sometimes they can't restrain themselves. Usually, they divulge their knowledge and insights because they believe it'll be of help to others and not because they want to show off. Number 3, they're self-sacrificing. INFJs desire to create a lasting sense of harmony and peace in their environment. They take it upon themselves to ensure that their loved ones are always protected and taken care of. They assume that being loved means they need to be successful at everything they do, even if their achievements would cost them dearly. When we say that an INFJ will go to the ends of the earth for their loved ones, or even jump off a cliff if their loved ones ask them to, it's not an understatement. They're mostly very willing to put themselves in the face of danger for the sake of others, and if an INFJ cares deeply for someone, they'll go above and beyond and more to make them happy. As honorable as noble as this sounds, some people just assume that INFJs are pretentious and secretly malicious. They begin to hate INFJs as they feel that they don't have their own mind and instead just ask them for everything, whether it's what to order on the menu or which car to buy for the family. INFJs don't mean to be indecisive or pretentious. They keep asking others what they want because their priority is in ensuring the happiness of the people they are with instead of their own wants and needs. An INFJ's great dislike of being a burden also means they will rarely put themselves above the people they care for. Number 2, they don't handle criticism well. INFJs put a lot of weight on how people view them. Since they're perfectionists, they hate feeling like they have let people down, and this applies to nearly everything in their lives. So when something does go wrong and someone openly criticizes them, they go absolutely crazy. INFJs can be more sensitive to a negative assessment, but some of them welcome feedback and constructive criticism. However, their grief and anger are clear. It's like someone talking through clenched teeth. Moreover, most INFJs are the biggest critiques of themselves, which means that the things can also go wrong the other way around. An INFJ can keep criticizing themselves to the point of driving others crazy. Because they want a chance to grow and nurture themselves, they might annoy people by repeatedly asking them for their opinion, especially their loved ones. Then when they do get feedback, they might not take it well if it's not said in the right tone. Number 1, they struggle to communicate clearly. Quality over quantity may be an INFJ's motto, but it also makes them terrible communicators. Since they find it difficult to articulate everything in their heads, they just drive people crazy. INFJs spend a lot of time thinking about their words. They tend to be very coherent in their heads, but not so much when putting their thoughts into words. So when they do speak to people, they're unable to give them a clear view of their whole thought process, which annoys people. Thankfully, INFJs are much better communicators when it comes to writing. They can write, edit, and re-edit their thoughts in their head before disclosing an abridged version to whoever they're talking to. When they communicate verbally, they feel like they're on the spot and immediately tell people their thoughts with no preparation, just stumping INFJs. This happens because their answers and insights usually come to them in images, feelings, and impressions which other people can't possibly understand. Moreover, for complex answers, INFJs need to clearly think about what their point is. While their point comes to them as a finished work of art that is crystal clear to them, they struggle to put this into sentences for others to understand, making their speech look clumsy. Have you ever been driven crazy by an INFJ for these reasons? As an INFJ, have you lost any close friends because you drove them crazy? Comment below. As always, like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on psychology.